Hi, Russ here, and in tip 6 of the 13 quick tips to getting the best out of Microsoft Word, we're talking about show hide characters. Now these are really, really important in Word because they have several functions, and they're very, very important for when you're editing or you're moving stuff around in Word, because you need to be able to see what's going on in the background, okay? Now, if I've turned the show hide characters off here, and this is what you're going to see when you're basically just writing your document. Now, that gives you no clue as to what's actually going on in that document, okay? All you know is at the moment, the cursor's flashing there, the body text style has been selected, so when I type in, I'm going to get the body text style. However, if I want to start doing things with the document, then I need a few more clues as to actually what's happening within the document. Now, this one I've just been playing with for the first few tips is not really useful for that kind of thing. So I'll switch to my report over here. And there's quite a lot going on in this document, okay, as you can see. Now, up here on the home ribbon, we've got this show hide button here. And when you click on that, what you'll see is you'll get all these horrible marks appear, like so. Now, these things are called pilcrows. That's the technical name for them, or their actual name, okay? Now at the end, you'll see one of these pretty much at the end of every paragraph in the document. And what this thing does in Word, its actual function is it stores all the characteristics of what's in this paragraph, okay? Because these don't go on sentences, because the sentence is just like a full stop at the end, and you can have multiple sentences in a paragraph. Like we've got down here, okay? It's just one paragraph mark, even though that's multiple sentences. And what this does is this remembers everything that's in this paragraph, okay? Now, it's not just text, but as I showed you here, like with the graphic, it's a style. It's related to styles. This stores everything to do with this image. When I change it, like so, it still stores all this attribute information and much, much more, okay? That's why they're kind of important, because when you start coming down to things like section breaks and page breaks, Word has to remember what's going on. Now, I'm pretty sure over your years of using Word, you've saved a document, closed it, and then next time you open it, it just doesn't look anything like what it looked like when you saved it and closed it, yeah? And that's because these pilcrows here, well, the information that it's storing. Now, going back to the first and the second videos in this series where we were talking about styles and don't use direct formatting, when you do things like this, like you'll make that like that, and then you'll just imagine these are words and we're messing about and we're making our headings. We're not using the styles, we're using all the direct formatting, and then we start using numbers and bullets. Now, Word has to remember all of these, and when you're using Word incorrectly, it gets really confusing, which is why when you save it, close it, then reopen it, it all goes, because it's just too complicated for Word to deal with. Now, let me just quickly show you, here's some of the document samples that I've done for clients in the past. Now, let me look at, this one was an academic one I did some years ago. Now, here's the original. Now look at this file size, 22 megabytes almost, yeah? After I've done my magic, the thing was just under 3 megabytes in size, okay? That's the difference. This one used all the direct formatting, and the author couldn't actually open the document because it was just too complicated for Word at the time, okay? Whereas now we've got something which is streamlined. If I look at a report here I did for a client, the original is let's just say 3.6 meg, just to keep it easy. The actual finished one, when it's done properly, is like 1/6 of the size, 1/5 of the size. And with this one as well, the original was like 1.9 meg, and the finished one is 0.3. So this is a huge difference in the size, but it's not just the size of the files. It's actually the usability and the working with these documents as well. And that's why, especially with bullets and numbers, when you have like multi-level lists and you're continuing or discontinuing, that's why Word will forget them and the numbers will go all awry and go askew, okay? That's the problem with doing all of this. And all of this information is stored in that little thing at the end there. And the problem is when you start deleting these, if I copy that there and paste that over there, that will apply that formatting here, okay? That's just a minor kind of problem with, or a minor outcome of using stuff like this. But the problem is here is if I cut that and copy and paste, if I cut that, nothing actually happened. But if I come to like further on in the document and I start cutting and pasting or dragging and dropping, then strange things will happen. And that's why we have to turn these things on, because then we can see what's going on. For example, if I cut that and I paste it here, that's what happens, okay? However, if I also grab the Pilcrow at the end and then paste, that's when we get a blank space, that changes to a number. Now, I couldn't see what was going on if I didn't have those turned on, okay? That's why they're very, very important when you're editing. All right? Thanks.